New construction on the rise. We're saved, right? Hey, this is Dave with Bolduc Realty Group, powered by EXP. Welcome to my weekly real estate market update. Today's Friday, August 18th. Apologize, it's a little late. It's been a busy day today. We'll try to stay on target here going forward. Let's talk about key Connecticut market stats. So we have about 4,096 houses active on the market right now. It's down about 43 from 4139 last week. 286 new listings over the last 24 hours. That is down a little bit from what we were averaging, over 300. So it kind of makes sense why the number of listings have come, or active listings have come down. We had 3,407 closings in July. That puts us at about 1.2 months of inventory. Still a seller's market, still very low inventory on the shelf. So some key metrics, key dates coming up here. The next one is a PCE report on August 31st. It's a big inflation report that the Fed has their eye on. And then we'll have CPI for August and PPI for August. And then the Fed meets on September 19th and 20th. I always talk about FILE, which is foreclosures, inventory, lending practices, and employment. I want to dig a little bit deeper into inventory this week, specifically new construction. So to set the stage, when people are talking about new or home sales in general, they talk about total home sales, new home sales, existing home sales, and those sound exactly like what they are. Total is all the homes sold. New home sales are new construction homes sold, and existing are existing homes sold. The media and others, they like to find, the drama or create it if there's none there. So they'll say something along the lines of new home sales dropped by 10%. Oh my goodness. Well, just remember that new home sales are 10% of the total market on average. The other 90% is existing. Now, right now, new home sales are more like 15%, but that's driven by the fact that there's just so little existing home inventory on the market. And builders, they are responding, right? They're starting to build more. You can see the articles here, but there are some concerns around that. In Connecticut, you can see the new construction numbers for the last 30 odd years. We averaged about 10,000 per year from 1990 to about 2006. 2007 dropped off like a rock. And then 2007 on to 2023, we're averaging about 5,000. So that's about half for 15 years. Based on the amount of inventory that built up, coming up into the early 2000s, and not all of that is related to new construction by any means. Maybe that 10,000 or 10,000 units a year is too much. I'm not sure. What I am willing to say is 5,000 a year for the last 15 years is probably not enough. And you can really see it when you look at the inventory dropping off over the last 10 years or so. So we can see supply and demand in action here. Supply is low. It's about 1.2 months of inventory, and demand is high. Just ask any buyer that's out there trying to buy right now, or an agent that's running around with them. They'll tell you about the competition that they're seeing. Builders in Connecticut, as you can see at the far side of this graph, they are ramping up construction. We went up to about almost 8,000 homes is what we're on track for this year. There's some challenges though. The high interest rates mean that builders are spending more to borrow money to build houses. And they're also seeing fewer buyers because those higher interest rates are thinning out the number of buyers who can afford the houses. You also have land availability challenges, land cost challenges, material costs, and then the lack of labor. So there's a lot of challenges there. And it takes anywhere from, say, 6 to 10 months to build a new home. Any disruptions due to money, labor, or materials can make that be a lot longer. This is one of the reasons I'm saying current inventory, the shortage is going to be more of a long-term thing. It's going to take years to get back to a balanced market. A balanced market, we like to see 5 to 7 months of inventory. We're at about 4,000, so maybe we want to see 20,000 houses on the market in Connecticut. That's 16,000 more than we have right now. Even if we doubled from 5,000 a year to 10,000 a year, that take 3 years to get to that 15,000 extra homes. And this is super oversimplified. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. There's the built up demand. There's more interest rates coming down, more people listing their existing homes. There's a lot of things that go into play. But the bottom line is, it does make my point that it's going to take a long time for us to get back to a balanced market. Barring any major significant event such as a recession, the housing market is going to continue to be a seller's market for the foreseeable future. Our best hope is that inflation cools off and we see interest rates cool off as well. And we see a resurgence of both building and also home renovation. Those houses that are sitting out there vacant that could be fixed up, there's a lot of opportunity there. Talking about the primary mortgage market survey, you can see here we are at recent new highs. Many, including me, thought that we were going to see rates coming down as we saw these more and more favorable inflation reports. Unfortunately, other parts of the economy are not cooperating. They're being a little bit more resilient. Yeah, jobs and consumer spending. I'm looking at you. The market doesn't seem to trust these short-term reductions in inflation. Or actually, I don't even say reduction, easing of inflation. It needs to see the annual inflation numbers come back down around 2% for a while. It pains me to say it. The Fed may be right in keeping interest rates high. The Fed's trying to engineer a soft landing here. Let's hope they succeed, because failure would not be pretty. I hope this is helpful. Questions, comments, and feedback is always appreciated. Have a great night.